Hello, this is Alekius, and welcome back to BeamNG, where we're driving a car from Purai Motor Company and a car from Kiev Motors. So first up is, of course, our guest vehicle, the Wolfe V12 SSC all-wheel drive Pack B. Don't know why it's the B model. I got the B model. Hopefully it's better than the A model. It's from Purai Motor Company, designed in 1984, built in 1991. It's in the light sport premium market, two-door coupe, 2,359 pounds, all-wheel drive, 4-gear, advanced automatic with a V12. If you can see the pistons line up right there. 3-liter dual overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, producing 239 horsepower for a horsepower to ton ratio of 203. Automation Stig put her around the track in 2.5 minutes to 31.890. So without further ado, let's get cracking at this. $7,900 RPM limit from the looks of it. 15 pounds of boost, 14.7. I know. Ooh, no need for brake. Very slow off the line. Oh, I like that Lightning put the all cylinder icons on the left rear bumper. Handles well. Let's push it. Yeah, that's pushing it too much. It is all-wheel drive. It has a little bit of understeer, if I had to guess. We'll see as we go around a little further. Coming around. Okay, got sideways a little bit. Onto the back straight, see how fast she can go on the downhill. Passing 100, 120, 30, high speed performance, a little bit of oversteer, but it's controllable. Slides out a little bit. Let off the gas there for a little bit because it was getting a little sketchy. Brakes are sufficient. And despite the amount of times I've been on this track, I still haven't found the break point for that turn, so that I can apex appropriately. For those not in the know, the apex being the point in the turn where you are closest to the inside. Ideally, you want to use the whole track, go from the outside. A little too far outside on this one. All the way to the inside, apex, and then drift back out. Meaning you're using as much of your traction patch on each wheel for the purposes of turning. And not burning up all of your forward momentum in unnecessary motion. .240, not bad. She's very drivable. Wow, that's actually the fastest. Wow, that really is the fastest we've had yet. Wow. Wow. 245.97. Well done, Lightning. Oh, first try, cold. We'll head over to the handling course, where I think she'll do a little bit worse. Like, she feels very tame, but she's got some pep. It's definitely one of the more high performance horsepower wise. Alright, here we are on the handling course. It's all-wheel drive, which prevents a lot of the oversteer you would feel in a high-powered vehicle. It has plenty of power. A lot of it's on the higher end, or actually in the middle. Because the speed at which she tears through this gear, not bad. I think the balance on the all-wheel drive is a little too far forward. Feels like it might be a 50-50 split, as opposed to a 70% rear split, which will give it just enough oversteer to get around these corners a little better, but might actually hurt her acceleration. Might help it too. Kind of depends on how the weight balance on the vehicle works and the differential between the front and rear tires. With an abundance of understeer, not too much. A little bit of e-brake helps too. And what appear to be massive brakes, if she stops on a dime. Like, all of these factors make her feel much slower than she actually is. She's rocking some speed. Let's see if I can get... Alright, there we go. And let up on the gas a little bit. Maybe that the front wheel drive portion of the all-wheel drive is making her understeer under power, and I need to let up on the gas when I want her to turn. That's my guess right now. 142.510 puts her kind of in the middle. Behind the Warchek and the Carmine, head of the Sea Vein and the Grot. Here we are on the hill climb, where I think she will do very well. A little bit of concern with the weight transferring to the rear, that we might not have enough grip on the front, and we'll have to be very mindful of letting up on the gas to turn. There's the heart of the power band. Very long gearing from the looks of it. It drops down in RPMs quite a bit. Is it too much? For optimum? That's kind of hard to say. Because optimally... Oh, braked way too much on that one. I'm talking, so I'm not trying to use the track to the best of its advantage. Outside. Inside. That's a late apex. Although technically in apex terms, a U-turn or hairpin turn is 2. Every 90 degrees is its own turn because of how you kind of oblong through it for optimum speed. That's an oversimplification, but it should be understandable by most people. Where was I? I was thinking about something. Ah, yes, the length of the gears. I think they're perhaps a little too long to get the best acceleration out of it. But I'm sure it makes the top end that much higher. I want to see the power curve for this engine. That and the power balance between front and back for the all-wheel drive. It's just such an odd and interesting and powerful vehicle. There we go. Come on, you can get around. Woo! Not into the guardrail. Don't need that. There we go. Not as high as I was expecting. Did amazing on the automation test track in kind of lackluster in some of the rest of this. Although some of that is me. Here we are on the downhill. Ice portion, always a lot of fun. We'll get sideways. Gotten kind of used to the speeds you need to go. Size of your tires matter on the ice, but there's only so much it can do before you break through the coefficient of friction and those tires slide. So I'm used to taking these at certain speeds to make it doable. Wolfe is handling fairly well. Woo! Pull to the outside there. Please don't be pulling to one side. Oh, not good for those tires. I think she is pulling a little bit. Bear down and head past the landslide. Yeah, she's pulling to the side. Ooh, yeah. Exclaiming due to the intensity of not slowing down for the slalom. Oh, taking horrible lines. I know I haven't been concerned about my racing line going through these corners before. I'm talking and analyzing how the vehicle is handling and figuring out how to say it and driving all at the same time, and it does not make it easy. But for some reason, I care this time. Slowing down too much too. The brakes on this car are very good. I spent more time getting used to how good they are. I would be able to turn a better time if I wouldn't overbrake. And there we go. Woo! Knocked off 2 wheels. 2:05, 680. That's a pretty good time. Behind the Concepcion, the Atremea, and the Puppe, or Puppy. We're just gonna call it the Puppy. This one's the Wolf, that one's the Puppy. They come from the same company. It's the Wolf and the Puppy to me. Added the Rosophy and the Carmi. Here we are on the city course. I anticipate some good things. We'll have to be careful on the downhill. Suspension's rather stiff. And she's going to bottom out on the downhill. I don't think there's any way around that. But we'll see if we can't mitigate that somewhat with some of the techniques we've learned with the other vehicles through the ages. Oh, I forgot the low end on this car is insufficient. Even at like 3,300 RPMs, she loses speed on that uphill. Transition to the downhill, come around the corner. Overbraked on that one. Let her settle. And that worked out. I was worried there for a second she was going to slide off to the left because I was supposed to leave the brakes off until she settles. You have the wheels wildly different in weight distribution. Braking is a little unpredictable. Be a little aggressive because I know she has good brakes. Barely accelerating on this hill. Come around the plaza. Get on the interior road. Past the gas station. And the high curbs don't seem to be affecting the suspension too much. Woo! Yeah. The car doesn't feel that fast until you get onto a familiar street and you go blazing down and you're like, wow, that is way faster than I'm used to. He's definitely not slow. And for the city course, it's not anything crazy. 2 minutes, 16 seconds. Behind the Sokovny and the Grot SS, ahead of the Varchek and the Carmine. Here we are on the highway strip, where I anticipate pretty good. Maybe not the fastest, because of this low end. It's a little bit too aggressive on the cams, I'd say. But that may pay out for the 1 mile. Oh yeah, there's all the powers between 5,000 and 7,000 RPMs. Which she didn't drop down too far for second gear. Lift into third at 6,000. Angle back the other way. And let her go. .138 across the finish line. That puts her in 6th with a knot. 40.994. Hair under 41 seconds. And a quarter mile of 19 seconds, .117. That puts her behind Carmine and Autreme, ahead of the Concession and the Sea Vein. Like lightning country in here. We look at our comparison, and very respectable. That puts us at, you know what? Did all this effort to rearrange the left side of the sheet. Might as well see the beam 6 total, please. Smallest to largest. And where is the Wolfe? Wolfe is right here, and that puts her in 1210. Puts her in 6th place overall, which is very respectable. Has the highest or best, fastest speed around the automation test track. And pretty respectable otherwise. A little slow on the quarter mile, and I think that's both the cam profile, the turbo, and where its power band is, and the length of the gearing. Maybe not the length of the gearing too much. But anyways, let's shift over to our other car of the day. Alright, here's our other option. Oh yeah, I forgot I'd done all carbon fiber just to be as ostentatious as possible. Oh, that's awful to look at. Straight from the Archana locals, Kiev Motors, we have the Stelarny HY TAC 85, designed in 1985, produced in 1993. She is a 2-door coupe hypercar, only the best available in all categories. I did sacrifice a little bit of the performance to make it more drivable in BeamNG, but we'll have to see if that actually works out for us or not. She is 2,600 pounds, 2,672, all-wheel drive, 4-gear, advanced automatic, as is usually the case for our Kiev Motors. She is rocking an i4. Ooh, with those race intakes. It is an all-aluminum block, 86 by 72, 5-valve dual overhead cam. Extreme turbocharged, 460 horsepower, for a total of 344 horsepower per ton. Automation Stig put her around the track in 2 minutes, 17 seconds, .560. I will be lucky if I get there. I I assume with this power and weight that she won't be as well balanced as the Wolfe just was. But there's only one way to find out. Alright, here we go. Producing a staggering 34 pounds of pressure in the turbo. He has a lot of power in the 7,000 to 9,000 RPM range. Makes it a little dangerous because, like, it all applies all at once. Seems to be typical of the Kiev Motors turbos. Control, a little bit of oversteer, more than the Wolfe. Brakes aren't as good as we saw there. Or maybe it just feels like that because we're at a higher speed. I'm not sure yet. Not too crazy to steer. A little bit concerned about this high speed portion. Turn down at the bottom is going to be deadly. 130, 140. Let's break down to the 120s. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of oversteer. Be careful. Careful. Alright, there we go. That's kind of a weird warble in her engine noise. I want to know where that comes from. Whether that's realistic or if I just push this engine to the absolute limit and the engine noise generator and automation kind of freaked out about it. The chicane almost going straight into those tires. Like that right there. At 8,000 RPM jittering. Okay, so stay above 5,000 RPMs. Good, all that power all at once. This car is not absolutely stark raving mad crazy. It is pretty nuts. I'm having fun with it though, like it's not too crazy. Oh, those brake temperatures are way higher than the Wolfe. Oh my goodness, by a full 13 seconds. 2 minutes, 27 seconds, decimal 373. Making her the new winner for the leader for the automation test circuit. Alright, here we go. Slow off the line, much like the Wolfe. I anticipate she'll be a bit more exciting than the Wolfe. Woo! And she whipped around. Not the most efficient to get sideways, but one of the advantages of having an all-wheel drive is the ability to pull that parking brake, brake traction, which that in and of itself is inefficient, because you're reducing the amount of traction you have available to throw the car around. But you literally brake traction, point the car in the right direction, and then floor it. An all-wheel drive will tell the car, yeah, we're going in this direction now. Even with the dynamic friction that you have from having broken static friction. Alright, getting more technical. Basically, drifting looks great, but is slow. Because traction patches and how they look when you're sliding, vice when you are not. That doesn't mean that drifting isn't the best option. Oh man, came in top of the pack. 132.465. All right, here we are on the uphill. I'm anticipating some understeer. I would not be surprised if there's a redo in the middle of this. This car's crazy. I'm going to say it is an early hypercar. A little bit early for all the driving aids that come available in the 90s. Oh my goodness. That is just slightly frightening. Don't tell me that tiny tap made her pull to the right or left. There we go, barely a tap. Not the best turn. He is pulling to the left. How annoying. Alright, come through the landslide. Avoid that gutter. Woo, cutting it close. Get slow for the hairpin. Come around the corner. And we'll hit the ice where it's gonna get ugly. Alright, slow down below 40. Below 40. Ooh, tapped. We're okay. And get up to 40 on this one. Maybe not. The way they model this ice is great because it's inconsistent. Like, wait, you're sliding. Oh, suddenly you have grip. No, you're sliding again. Now you have grip again. I lived in Kodiak, Alaska for a while. Ice can be like that. Especially in marginal conditions like this where it's not flat ice. It's patches of ice. Because in Kodiak, it rains all the time. And it gets warm enough in the winter for it to melt during the day and freeze overnight. So it's black ice every day. Here we are on the downhill. Where the cam profile is working to our benefit since it's not breaking traction. Woo! We'll drift through this turn. Then we'll slow down for this one. We're starting to know this ice pretty well. Don't want to floor it. We will pick up some speed. Take our turn. Now we're on dry pavement. Oh, across the gutter. The tires were big enough. Huh. How about that? Yeah, we're not pulling. Outstanding. Still not going to go through the S-turn too crazily. So far, I'm really impressed. I was not expecting this car to do this well. I was expecting Automation Stig in his AI awesomeness to be able to get great times around the automation track with this. But to end up... Oh, there we go. Not being able to control this power. All-wheel drive was the right selection. Oh, I think we just busted our steering. Well, not bad. I busted the brakes. I think it's pulling to the right when braking. Woo! It's sideways as we crest that hill. Forward around. Bonk. 154.298. Continuing to consistently hit top of the pack. Here we are in the Stelarny, a car I'm starting to consider a true hypercar. She has tons of power, she's nuts, but a lot of fun and controllable, unlike some of the other really powerful cars in the series that have sent you spinning into off into uncontrollable spins into the corners and stuff. This one is much more powerful, or controllable, but with enough power they have to be careful, like at the top of this hill. First time I've had to brake, otherwise I end up in those stairs. Just because she has that much power and it's controllable enough that you can lose sight of it at your detriment. Suspension has lots of travel. Oh geez. Has lots of travel, but it's still a rather stiff suspension. So she will punish you on those hills. And here we go. Oh, sideways. Not optimum, but I'll take it. Come around onto the interior highway. I don't know, those seem to be interchangeable terms even though they originated differently. Past the gas station, where we narrowly avoid the curb. We've seen the Stelarny has rather sensitive tires. Past the cement factory, already going crazy speeds. Come up this hill. Plenty of power at 4,000 RPMs. Then on to the home stretch. That gets us a third behind the Ultramea and the Rossvi. Well, that's kind of surprising. 2 minutes, 4 seconds, 110. Alright, here we are on the highway strip where I have a feeling the Stelarny may break records. He does have 71 more horsepower per ton than our next nearest competitor, which is the Carmine Premium. And she tears through those gears. Have to be careful. High speeds tend to be scary. Yeah, see how much she turns. Think right-hand turns. 164. And that is easily a new record by 2 seconds. It's not 33.916 and quarter mile in a 15.686. That is, I pull up the next highest. Hold on, let's show you over here. That's our fastest, which is the Rossvi Hyper. Had a better quarter mile, but worse full mile. Carmine is a couple seconds behind. So I think it's pretty clear she's going to be a top. Under 11 for the Beam 6. Nice. Both very enjoyable cars to drive. I think it's the all-wheel drive nature, which tends to make it counteract the oversteer that you get with very high performance vehicles. Alright, here we are. In true Archanan tradition around these parts, to mark the days when they used to steal horses as well as early vehicles, we destroy the evidence. Oh geez, not even gonna make it to the loop. There we go. Oh, and shoot all the rods for the springs through the top. A bit squishy now. He's sleeker. I don't know if this was here every time. I don't know if it used to be. But this is a thing now. You can hold down control and lift the vehicle around now. Huh. Anyways, with that, we're gonna call it to an end. These were two amazingly fun vehicles to drive around. Thank you, LightningDragon, for sharing your submission. It was a true delight, possibly more so than the Stelarny, but the Stelarny was so much faster that it was a delight in that sense. But it is what it is. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had as much of a blast as I did. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Take care.